Hi, Fee Tui Win here, and welcome back to another segment of Tea with Fee. In this episode, I want to offer you a little bit of history about tea and how we can use the knowledge of tea's history to help us live better lives today. So, if you have not made yourself your favorite mug of tea, pause the video, make your tea, come back, snuggle up, relax, and allow us to explore tea's history in guiding us on how to live better today. According to Wikipedia, the history of tea spreads across multiple cultures over the span of thousands of years. Tea likely originated in southwest China during the Shang dynasty as a medicinal drink. An early credible record of tea drinking dates to the 3rd century AD in a medical text written by Hua Tuo. Tea was first introduced to Portuguese priests and merchants in China during the 16th century, and drinking tea became popular in Britain during the 17th century. And it was the British who introduced tea production as well as tea consumption to India. What an extensive history tea is. And I know that in our family in Vietnam, tea was one of those rare, special commodities that we would serve when we had guests, or during special meals, we would make a pot of tea afterwards, and the adults would sit after dinner and sip tea, enjoy conversation. And so tea was very much something that we enjoyed when we had the opportunity to slow down, to enjoy conversation, to be present with the people who we're with. And it was always a relaxing experience. And I remember images in my mind of how tea was very much an opportunity to settle, to relax, and to connect, which was a very different environment than how we normally would be functioning in our difficult challenges of simply living and making ends meet. And so it was always a beautiful expression to make a pot of hot tea. And for us, tea actually was made with tea leaves, steeping it in hot water and then allowing the tea leaves to settle to the bottom. As it seeped and it got heavy, it would settle to the bottom. And then, of course, we would pour the tea and serve it to our guests and our family. Now, when tea made its way to the West put its own spin on tea and created what we now have, which is the tea bag. And so by taking something that was given by the East, the West put their own spin of efficiency on it and produced tea bag. And they also end up creating iced tea, which was something that was not consumed in the East. And so by taking that gift, they continued the process, which is really a nice reflection on the journey of life, because life is about growth, about expansion, about looking at what we may have experienced in our past, honoring that past, and continuing the forward momentum in our lives. And now with my Ayurvedic influence, I now drink seeds, which are actually herbs, and putting it in a nice colander and making my tea often from just these herbal seeds and steeping it in hot water. So the evolution of tea continues on. And how I would like to integrate this knowledge of tea and its history for our Tea with Fee today is to allow yourself, as you sit and you relax with your mug of tea today, consider what are some gifts of your past that you can really honor, whether positive or negative, and how you can integrate those lessons or those experiences, and from where you are today, continue that journey and make it even greater in your lives as you continue to grow and expand. So whether the memory or the experience is positive or negative, to allow that to move through you and to blossom forward into a greater expression in your life. just like how from tea leaves we got tea bags.